This is the Morning Swim Show for Friday, February 3rd, 2012. I'm your host, Peter Bush, in the Phoenice Monitor today. We'll talk to Janet Evans. She's swimming faster at 40 than most swimmers ever do in the peak of their careers. Janet joins us right now in the Phoenice Monitor from New York City. Hey, Janet, welcome back to the Morning Swim Show. How are you?
Hey, Peter, I'm great. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. What are you doing in New York today?
Well, I'm in New York to celebrate Heart Month, National Heart Month, and to get women and all Americans to take care of themselves, take care of their hearts. I'm partnering with Metamucil to encourage and inspire them to be healthy. And it's a great platform. It's exciting, and it's fun to be back in the pool because I can hopefully inspire people in many different ways.
Let me ask you, did it feel weird making Olympic trial cuts and being excited about it again?
Yeah, it was really interesting being in Austin a few weeks ago and being back at a swim meet and actually swimming instead of sitting on the pool deck and watching everyone. So yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. A lot more fun than it was at the end of my career, to be honest.
Because I got to imagine you probably first made your Olympic trial cut when you were, what, 14, 15 years old?
I think something like that, yeah. So it's been a really long time, and I joke that the girls I was swimming against are closer in age to my daughter than me, which is true.
All right, what is the reality of this comeback tour that you're on? If you had to bet, would you bet on yourself making that Olympic team?
Well, that's a very good question. There's things I need to work on. I know I need to get a little more base. I think my fitness level and my endurance needs a little work. My speed feels pretty good, so we'll see. I mean, stranger things have happened, and I feel good in the water, and training gets better every week. And I think that's the thing that really has surprised me in this project, as Mark Schubert likes to call it, because my body has cooperated with my mind and allowed me to do this, and I swim faster and better in practice every week, and actually surprise myself. So we'll see what 6 months brings around, but I guess you never know.
What event would you say you have the best chance at?
Well, I think the 800 would be a better shot. The 400 is a pretty packed field. They're swimming a little faster, I think, relatively than they are in the 800. So I'd say it'd be the 800.
Speaking of that, have you been surprised or disappointed at the lack of just a superstar distance queen in U.S. swimming for the past decade or so?
Well, I think distance swimming around the globe has suffered and struggled. I think that young swimmers are more focused on the sprints for obvious reasons, to go to college, a little less time in the pool, more time on dry land in the weight room kind of thing. So, I wish it would, get there. I wish the drops in times were, relatively as much as they are in the sprint events. But then again, I probably wouldn't be doing this if they were swimming 812s.
Has there been yeah, well, good point. Only you can swim 812s, Janet. Without a high-tech suit, I should say.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
What has been the Hollywood, I want to quit and give up, I'm frustrated by this comeback moment?
I think at 4:30 in the morning, maybe when one of my kids has been up all night, or my little girl gets scared of the dark, so she'll come in like every hour on the hour and tell me she's scared of the dark, and I'm like, I gotta get up, that kind of thing. I think it's at 4:30, and my husband always teases me because he says when the alarm clock goes off, I go, oh my gosh, he's like, you always wake me up because you're going, oh geez, so I think it's getting out of bed is the hardest part. But after that, I'm totally fine. I'm totally good, and I strangely have energy through my day, and I get to be with my kids all day, which energizes me, and then I get to go to afternoon practice and come home and be with my family and have dinner, and so it's been actually strangely energizing. I mean, I'm physically tired and sore, and I work hard, but it's been, there haven't been as many of those Hollywood I need to quit moments as you would think. Just at 4:30 every morning.
Are you doing doubles every day like you used to?
I am doing doubles nearly every day. I'm averaging about 9 to 10 workouts a week, and still traveling for brands like Metamucil, and trying to inspire and make a difference, but also getting my time in the pool. I swam this morning at Asphalt Green.
Holy
Here
cow.
in the city.
Oh, yeah. That's a great facility there in New York City.
So it's so wonderful because I think work brings a lot of us athletes here to New York, a lot of us swimmers, and to have Asphalt Green and access to a 50-meter pool is just incredible.
Will you taper it all, shave before trials, or is everything building up to that point?
I think everything's going up to that point. I don't think I have the time to taper and shave. I think I just need to get my training in, which has been our goal the whole time. So make little strides along the way and get faster every meet and see where that lands me. So definitely no, I mean, I'd love to taper, trust me. I've been training straight and hard for 18 months. I don't even remember, taper, but I don't think I have the time to go through a taper right now on my training.
Has the classic windmill stroke changed at all?
It's funny, someone else asked me that today. My stroke has not changed, I don't think, from what I can tell. And, for me, my stroke is really driven by tempo and turnover. And I think I weigh a little less than I did at the end of my career in the 90s. And I've been able to adapt my stroke to that. And my turnover is a little faster than it was at the end of my career, which has been great because I really need to get my tempo going.
A lot of the male sprinters have stolen your stroke recently, it seems like.
Yeah, and I love that. When I was swimming with that stroke, everyone laughed at me and teased me, but it still worked. So it's very validating to have other athletes other swimmers be using my stroke. My stroke. It's not my stroke, but using that stroke.
I think you can call it your stroke. That's fair.
Should I patent it?
I think you should have put a trademark on that back in '87.
Seriously, yeah. When someone uses it, I get like some kind of royalty or something, right?
Yeah, you'd be a multimillionaire today.
Yeah. Oh, no, there's not that many that use it, Peter, but you never know.
Different perspective now doing what you're doing on what Dara Torres did 4 years ago?
Well, I think what Dara did was amazing and very inspiring. And, I think that's the great part about being an athlete is you get to inspire others. So, obviously Dara and I swim very different events, and her training is very different. So it's not like I can, call her and be like, so how did you do this? Because she'd tell me to like sprint and I want to swim distance. So, but yeah, absolutely at the crux of it, very inspiring and just awesome.
On the flip side, you were a teen success. I mean, that's when you did your best swimming, essentially. It was when 87 to 92. Do you look back on it and say, maybe I should have gone pro and really cashed in? Or maybe the opportunities just weren't there like they are now?
Well, I think in that realm, the sport has changed a lot. And there were opportunities for me after 88. But, I just wanted to go to college and have a college experience and swim. And, my thing with swimming was it was just something I loved to do. And I always needed a sense of normalcy. And, looking back on it, there's nothing I would have changed, including that part of it, because I loved swimming in college. Some of my best friends are people I swam with in college. And, I'm not sure I would have continued on as long. I think there are different pressures that come with sponsorships and things of that nature. So, college swimming was fun for me. It's something I enjoyed. And I don't really regret making that decision. Would I make the same decision again? Probably. Do I think Missy Franklin's making a good decision? I can't speak for her, but I admire what she's doing because she's going to keep things the same and focus on what she needs to focus on. And I think, you have to give her kudos for doing that.
I was going to say, you saw where I was going with that question. I mean, Missy is facing a very difficult decision that most 16, 17-year-olds never are put into. And there are probably millions of dollars on the table if we're projecting her success this year and beyond. So that's a tough call to make, especially once you're 40 and you see how difficult it can be to really make money in the real world.
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but right now that's not her focus. I mean, she's focused on swimming and from experience, when you're 17, you can't really think that way. Like she just wants to swim. She just loves to swim. She wants to swim. She seems very happy and very positive. And, I think that whatever makes her swim well and fast and be happy, I think to put expectations and pressure on her of when she's 40 and she needs to make money. I mean, she's just 17. So she can make it. And I also feel like college swimming, I personally, I'm going to come out and say that I think that everyone giving up their eligibility, it's college swimming is an amazing thing. And I think too often swimmers give up their eligibility and miss out on the college experience. That's just my personal opinion.
I think it's a very good perspective that you can speak from. Let me ask you this.
Thank you.
When trials are over, you will be able to say that you are very happy with how this went if what happens?
Whatever happens, this started out for me to get in shape, be a project, have fun. It's certainly can't take away what I've done. Kurt certainly can't change, for lack of a better saying, and it doesn't sound super humble, but take away the legacy, And so this is just kind of icing for me. And I have a lot of wisdom. I'm coming from it from a different angle, so it's been fun. And I can't say the end of my swimming career was always fun. And I have a newfound respect for my body and for my health and for taking care of myself and being fit at 40. And it's just been such a positive experience. I could never swim another stroke. I could quit today. And I am so thrilled with how this progress has gone. And I just feel it's been very empowering as a woman, as a mom, as someone who's in their 40s, just very empowering to be able to do something like this and have the opportunity to do it. It's been amazing.
The sport is more exciting with you in it, Janet.
Thank you, Peter. Well, pretty soon I'll be back on the side watching with you while everyone else swims, but not for the next 6 months at least. You got me for then.
Janet, it's going to be a lot of fun in 2012. Thank you very much for joining us
Thanks,
from New
Peter.
York. Have a great trip.
Thank you.
All right, that's Janet Evans joining us today in the Fenice Monitor. And that is it for today's show. I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish.